Hey kids, Mr. Adam here. Books can provide some of the best adventures you'll ever go on. Halloween is my favorite holiday of the year, so today we're reading At the Old Haunted House by Helen Ketteman, illustrated by Nate Wragg, to get into the Halloween spirit. At the old haunted house, in a room with no sun, lived a warty green witch and her wee witchy one. "Spell!" cried the witch. "Poof!" cried the one, and they both practiced spells in the room with no sun. At the old haunted house, where a cold draft blew, lived a big maw monster and her wee monsters too. "Stir!" cried the maw. "We stir!" cried the two, and they whirred and they stirred while the cold draft blew.
By the old haunted house in the dead hollow tree lived a scrawny black cat and her wee kittens three. "Scratch!" cried the mother. "Wow!" cried the three, and they scratched and they growled in the dead hollow tree. At the old haunted house with the squeaky old floor lived a green paw goblin and his wee goblins four. "Dust!" called the paw. "We dust!" said the four, and they spread lots of dust on the squeaky old floor. At the old haunted house where scary things drive lived a maw werewolf and her wee wolfies five. "Howl!" cried the maw. "Awoo!" wailed the five, and they yowled and they howled where scary things drive.
In the old haunted house, in a vault made of bricks, lived a papa vampire and his little vamp six. "Show fangs!" Papa cried. "Hiss!" went the six, and they snarled and they shrieked in the vault made of bricks. At the old haunted house, teaching a lesson, was a hairy mom bat and her bitty bat seven. "Dip dive!" cried the mom. "Flip flap!" went the seven, and they dipped and they dove in their dip diving lesson. By the old haunted house near the graveyard gate lived a spooky dad ghost and his wee ghosties eight. "Haunt!" cried the dad. "Boo!" cried the eight, and they booed and they floated through the graveyard gate. At the old haunted house, half covered with vines, lived a mummy and her wee mummies nine. "Mix!" called the mummy. "We mix!" called the nine, and they stirred and they mixed in the house with the vines. At the old haunted house, in the dusty old den, lived a fat maw spider and her wee spiders 10. "Spin!" called the maw. "Weave ho!" said the 10, and they spun sticky webs in the dusty old den. At the old haunted house, the front door creaked. "Trick or treat!" yelled the children. The ghost shrieked, "Eek!" "Come in!" called Mommy. "The monsters made stew, the mummies made cake, the witches zapped brew." The creatures all grinned as they struck up the band, and the spiders all swung on sticky web strands. The ghosties floated as the music played, black cats scratched and werewolves bayed. The vampire band played music all night, and they all had fun at the Halloween fright. The end. Visit the link in the description to visit Mr. Adam's Teachers Pay Teachers so you can get your worksheets that go along with this book to get you in the Halloween spirit. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of Mr. Adam's adventures.